Hello, doctor. What will your legacy be? What legacy are you creating and will leave? I was thinking about legacy. There are a few reasons to ponder your legacy. There are a few reasons to leave a legacy. First of all, I guess everyone leaves a legacy of some sort. The question really is much bigger than what's on your tombstone or what's in your obituary. This is a legacy that how did you impact the world? And let's get it bigger than that. How did you change the world? How did you leave something that changed the course of things? A legacy that is my passion is changing the face of dentistry. Changing the face of dentistry so that it transforms your life and many other dentists' lives and all of the patients that we treat. That's my passion and the legacy after which I search and work. A legacy is part of the ongoing foundation of life. Everyone that passes by leaves something. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's big. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's subtle. But the point is that we all leave something behind. And we want to think about legacy from the standpoint of dentistry. Of course, we want to leave legacies as parents, that we leave children who are happier and who also contribute. In fact, let me digress for a moment and tell you that I have a parent of one of our patients that told me years ago, Diana said, our biggest job as a parent is to create, mold, and help make future fantastic parents. So what is your legacy like as a parent? Good question. But today we're talking about what is your legacy like in dentistry. It's interesting because legacy has the raw power for good and for bad. A legacy can have the power of, we've heard of some horrific things that someone leaves behind, shooting up a place, doing horrible things. Of course, a legacy has raw power for bad, but we're talking about good here. We're talking about what you can do that doesn't leave something behind that is in any way painful or difficult, but rather something that serves the world and changes, transforms things in a way that other people will have better lives. That's the kind of legacy we're talking about. It's an act of responsibility. And as a dentist, you have taken on a big responsibility. You've taken on a responsibility to care for people and to care for the body in which their precious souls and spirits live. That's a huge undertaking and a huge way that you can leave a legacy. You change one person's life and it's everything. But you can change many and do. I had a colleague tell me recently about a patient that he treated who had been a drug addict, and his smile was relatively toothless. He certainly couldn't get a job. Number one, he had a drug problem, and number two, he had a smile problem, let's say. This dentist, after this person was clean and off drugs, this dentist gave him a gorgeous smile. The smile gave this man such a sense of himself, such a sense of confidence, such an incredible self-view that he went out and got himself a job, and he's had 3 or 4 promotions since then, and it's been a short time. That is a single patient legacy, and that in itself is incredible. That's one of the little tiny bits of the big legacies that you are leaving every day. Also, the thing about a legacy is that it kind of cuts off or breaks off that downward pull of selfishness that we get into when we worry about ourselves. We worry about our families. We worry about if we're being a good parent. Are we being a good provider? Are we making enough money? Are we valuable? Do people love us? That's kind of a big area of worrying about self that when you focus on your legacy and what you're doing for others completely changes. And that's a good thing. So, some thoughts for you about your legacy. Think about what your legacy is going to be. Set your goal based on what you want it to be and start working toward that. Good day. Dr. Chris, signing off.